Assalamu alaikum and good evening to you all. Today we are meeting in our class related to English literature. So I like to share my knowledge with you all. I'm a student, so I like to teach some things special or something important to study. So it will be very useful to you, I hope. And first of all, we have to know what is English literature. It is a very useful subject because we can improve our English knowledge, and we will be very much interest in learning this subject. We will be very interesting in searching some kind of news and all. First of all, we have to have an English knowledge in order to study English literature. It is very must. In order to gain some English knowledges, we have to read something, and it can be anything. It can be short stories or storybooks and newspapers also. We have to read in English language. It is almost enough. Then we will get some kind of knowledge related to English language, and after that we will enter into English literature. It is very useful. So we have to have an English knowledge first of all. Language is must. Without having an knowledge about English language, we can't do English literature. It will be very hard. Even though we know English language, it is already hard. So if we don't care about the subject, then we will be done. So we have to put our hard work on the subject because it is very special and it is very hard subject. All know that's truth. It is very hard subject, and when it compares with the other subject in our ordinary examination. So we have to be very careful in this subject, and we have to separate a long time to study English literature. It is very must. Okay, I hope you will be understand. You will have understand it. Then I'm not going to move into the subject straightly because I have to introduce you the structure of our book, and we have the same book for grade 10 and 11. Even though the book is small, we have to study more things than the things in the book. So I like to show the book. This is the English literature book for grade 10 and 11. They have given the structure of the syllabus in the ending part of the book. You can see that well. Basically, our syllabus has been divided into 3 types, and we have to study novel also. It is up to our book. The novel is not given in our book, so we have to study novel. And first of all, we have to buy the novel. There are 3 novels. I like to name those: The Prince and the Pauper by Mark Twain, The Vendor of Sweets by Akilaren, and the other novel is I think The Bringing Tony Home. From these novels, we have to select one novel. It is more than enough. If we like, we can read other novels also. It will be very helpful to write answers. We will be having choice if we read more than one novels. So at least we have to read and try to understand one novel. It is more than enough. So first of all, in our book, they have divided the syllabus into 3 parts. First one is poetry, and the second one is prose, which is known as short story, and the third one is drama. Poem is very similar and very familiar with us because we are very familiar with reading poems and all. So it will not be very hard to understand and get an idea. So it is something easy to understand and also read. And the other thing is prose. The prose is basically known as the short story, which means story is very very short, and there will be a theme. There can be more than one theme. Like that, the short story consists. And also we have drama. In drama, we have two dramas. One drama is for grade 10, the other drama is for grade 11. In grade 10, we have the drama called The Bear by Anton Chekhov. And for grade 11, we have The Twilight of Crime by Yuzuwa Junji. So we have two dramas and lot of poems we have, and basically more than three short story we have. So I will be be careful to name those short story, and I will try to explain those in brief manner. So these are the setups of our syllabus. Before moving into the poem, we have to have a knowledge about the poetic devices. So you have to know what is poem. It is a poem, you know. I am not going to tell what is poem like small students. We are in grade 10 or 11, so we have the knowledge about poem. So in order to write poem, the poets were there in that world, and the persons who are writing poems are called poets. If the person is a man, we will call him as poet. And the person and if the person is a lady, we will call her as poetess. It is very simple thing. Those people are writing poems. They were in the mindset to convert some kind of ideas to the readers. That's why they wrote poems. So, in order to explain the truth or in order to explain their feelings to the readers, they had the techniques. We call those techniques as poetic devices or literary devices. We have the other name as poetic techniques. We can use those names. Those poetic devices are very very important, because if we study the poetic devices first, then we will be very careful, and then we will be so interesting to identify the poetic devices used in the poem. It will be very easy to identify. Without having a knowledge about poetic devices, we can't study poem, because we will be upset about the poetic devices, and it will be very hard to identify what are the poetic devices are in the poem. So first of all, we have to study about poetic devices. I already mentioned that poet had used those poetic devices in order to explain their feelings and the surrounding of the world, to readers. So then the readers will be very understandable, and they will understand everything in detail, and they will have got the feeling of those poets. It is very similar, and in order to give the same feeling of the poet, they use the poetic devices, literary devices, or poetic techniques. These three names are altogether very much similar. If we use the one name from these names, it is more than enough. So today we are going to discuss about poetic devices. So I write the heading as poetic devices. This is the first thing that we are going to discuss in this class. Okay, we will move to the first poetic devices. The first poetic device or the first literary device that we are going to discuss is alliteration. The first poetic device is alliteration. Be careful with the spelling mistakes. If we are ready to put some mistakes in spellings, we will have to lose our marks because in the ordinary examination they will mark our paper with the scheme. Then if we are not clear in these spellings, we will have to lose our marks and they will easily cut our marks and they finally we will reduce our marks. So it is very careful when it comes to spellings. First of all, I am going to write the definition for alliteration, then I will try to explain in detail. Okay, I have written the definition for alliteration. First of all, we have to read it very carefully. Then we will be going through the example and all. Repeated consonant sounds at the beginning of the word placed near each other, usually in the same line. Okay, we will read it again, then we will get some kind of idea. Repeated consonant sounds at the beginning of words placed near each other. Usually in the same line. The most important thing that we have to note here is consonant sound. What do you mean consonant sound? Consonant sound. First of all, in order to get some kind of idea about consonant sound, we have to know about vowel sound. All know what are the vowel letters are there. A, E, I, O, and U. These are vowel letters. So each and every word starts with those letters are contributing a vowel sound. So when it comes to alliteration, we don't have to be careful about vowel sound. The vowel sound தவிர என்ன எழுத்துக்கள் இருக்குது லெட்டர்ஸ் இருக்குது அந்த லெட்டர்ஸால வர சவுண்ட்ஸ் தான் கன்சனன்ட் சவுண்ட். We don't need to worry about vowel sound because it is not related to alliteration. We only have to think about consonant sound. When we have to understand about consonant sound, we will separate those vowel sounds, vowel letters. Then except the vowel letters, then all the letters are consonant sound. இந்த vowels letters தவிர இருக்கிற எல்லா லெட்டர்ஸும் வந்து என்னது consonant sound தான் தருது. Those letters are contributing the consonant sound. So we have gotten knowledge about the vowel sound, and we have to be very careful when it comes to alliteration. It is all about consonant sound. The consonant sound, the letter which contributes the consonant sound will be there in the first beginning of the words, in the beginning of the word. For an example, I will take an example. For example, I will take a line from poem. Consider about this example. Fast and furious. Properly, I don't know where the line has taken. Fast and furious. Here, 3 words are there, but we don't have to consider about end because you all know what is end. Notice these 2 words, fast, furious. And after that, consider about the beginning of those words, furious, fast. The beginning of the word is F. F is there in the 2 words, the beginning of the words, fast and furious. Here, F is not a vowel sound, it doesn't contribute a vowel sound, so it is not a vowel letter. Then we will call it as consonant letter, which means it contributes the consonant sound. So F contributes the consonant sound. So consonant sounds is coming first of the letter. So it is called as alliteration. Repeated consonant sounds at the beginning of words placed near each other, usually in the same line. These 2 words are in the same line. At the same time, these 2 words has the same letter in their beginning, F. And F is not a vowel letter, and then we will call F as consonant letter. Consonant letters are contributing the consonant sound. So consonant sounds are there in the beginning of these words, and we will call it as alliteration. It is very, very simple thing. I hope you will have understood very well. Straightly, I am going to move to second poetic devices that we have. I discuss here the popular poetic devices used by all the poets. When we refer to some poems, we will notice those poetic devices commonly. Second poetic device is SNS. Please note the spellings of this poetic device. SNS. S-A-S-S-O-N-A-N-C-E. SNS. First of all, as usual, I am going to write the definition, and after that I will try to explain to you. Okay, I have written the definition for the second point device, assonance. Repeated vowel sounds in the beginning of words placed near each other, usually in the same line. You will have noticed that the definition for assonance is very much similar to the previous definition that I wrote in the board. So it is very much similar to the previous poetic devices definition. The only one change that we make here is that for assonance, earlier we mentioned that as consonant sound for alliteration, but here in assonance we mention this as vowel sounds. Consonant sounds, vowel sound. Already I have teach that what is vowel sound. The words are there, 5 letters are there, A, E, I, O, U. Those words contribute vowel sounds. So, vowel letters contribute vowel sounds. So, those vowel letters are in the line, in the beginning of the words. This is very much similar and same to the previous definition that for alliteration, the only one change we make that vowel sounds. The line is same. There are a set of words in the same line. Those words have to start with vowel sound. Earlier we discussed that the words have to start with consonant sound. Then it will be mentioned as alliteration. But here, if the words are containing the vowel letters first in the beginning of those words, it will be the poetic device as assonance. We will be moving to the example. Example, consider about the example carefully. Andrew petted the pony called Ascot. Here, vowel sound is very important. So, notice the vowel letters. What are the vowel letters are there in this line? Notice that A. Vowel letters are there. There are many vowel letters, but we have to consider which starts the word. The beginning of the word should be a vowel letter A. There is no any vowel letter in the starting of the word. So these two are vowel letters and it contributes the vowel sound as well. Andrew, Ascot, A. Andrew, Ascot. These two words are there in the same line and these two words start with A, which means the vowel letter and it contributes vowel sounds. So it is very much easy to understand assonance. I hope you will have understood very well this one also. So I am straightly going into third poetic device. Our third poetic device is consonance. Consonance. So it has a relationship with consonant sound. That's why the name for the poetic device is consonance. I'm going to write the definition for consonant and I will try to explain. Repeated consonant sounds at the ending of words placed near each other, usually in the same line. I read it again. Repeated consonant sounds at the ending of words placed near each other, usually in the same line. So, these three poetic devices definitions are very much similar to one another. So, earlier two definition for the poetic devices also very much similar to each other, and this one is also very much similar. The only one change that we make in consonants definition is that ending of word, ending. The name of the poetic device is consonant, so it has an relationship with consonant sound. So prepare consonant sound. Here consonant sound has come, as I mentioned earlier. Consonant sounds. It should be a consonant sound. In a same line, there are a set of words, and some words have to be with consonant sound, which means the consonant letter in the ending of those words. If those letters come the beginning of the word, then we will call it as what? Alliteration. Here it comes as ending of the word, so it will be called as consonant. Going through the example. In the same line, these two words are there. So notice the two words. What are the ending letter of those two words? L, L. Then we have to check L is what? L is a consonant letter, which means L is not a vowel letter, so it is called as consonant letter. So it will be contributing the consonant sound. So here we have L, L. In the same line there are two words. We have L, L as their ending of words. So it is consonants. The consonant sound, which means the consonant letters come in the ending of words in the same line. These two words ending, the two words end letter is L, L, which means the consonant letter. So it is called as consonants. So the ending part is very, very important to know the definition for the consonants. In the question paper, they won't ask like that, write the definition for this poetic device and that poetic device, because we have to know what is consonant, alliteration and assonance. Then only we will have to understand what are the poetic devices are used in the poem. In order to identify those poetic devices from a poem, we have to know about consonants. That's why we have to study the definition for those poetic devices. So ending part is very, very important. We have the consonant sounds letter in the ending of the two words. So it will be called as consonants. I'm going to move to the fourth poetic devices. Here we have the onomatopoeia as our fourth poetic device. Onomatopoeia. often and often I mention that onomatopoeia, which means that I mention that often and often you have to note the spellings. Then only we will be very easy to write the names of those poly devices without putting any spelling mistakes. It is the very popular poetry devices. The previous three poetry devices also very much popular among the poets, and this one is also popular, very much popular. And it will be very easy to understand. There is no hard in understandable. Okay, I have written a definition for a poetry device called onomatopoeia. Words that sound like their meanings. Words that sound like their meanings. When we take a line from a poem, we will try to understand that there will be some words which are very much similar to their sounds. So I'm going to write an example, then you will be very interested in understand. Consider about the example. I hear the steady tick of that old clock. I hear the steady tick of the old clock. The word called tick is important here. Tick. In this line, we have the word clock. What are the relationships are there in between clock and tick? Clock, tick. So we all know what is the sound brought out by the clock. When the clock is in working, there will be some kind of sound like tick, 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 like that. So the tick word is there. It also the same line. The clock also there. The word clock also there. So the same line. The tick is there. Clock is there. So the clock and tick is very much similar because the tick is the sound of the clock. So this kind of poetic device is called as onomatopoeia. Here zip also we have. For example, take zip. If the word zip is coming in any poem, it will be the onomatopoeia because when we open or close the zip of school bag or purse, we will hear that sound zip, zip, like that we will hear. So it is onomatopoeia. It is very easy to identify and understand. I'm straightly going to the fifth poetic device. Repetition. Here we have the poetic device called repetition. Our fifth poetic device, repetition. Before going to the definition, consider about the re. I have marked is as dark re. Repetition. So after I have written the definition for it, I will try to explain. full stop. The purposeful reuse of words. It is very simple to identify, but not. It is very simple to get an idea. The purposeful reuse of words. You will have noticed that also here. Re also is there. The purposeful reuse of words. In the line of a poem, we have taken, let's consider, we have taken a line from a poem. It can be anything, a line. In the line, there are some kind of words which are repeated each another. Following, they are repeated. For example, I have written this line has taken from the poem called The Charge of the Light Brigade by Alfred Tennyson. But we don't have the poem in our syllabus. For an example, I have just taken it. Half a league, half a league, half a league on word. You will have noticed that half a league is repeating. Half a league is there. In the other time also half a league comes. In the next time also, in the next line also half a league comes. So it is repeated. So the poetic device is used here is that repetition. Half a league, half a league, half a league on word. Here reuse of words is called repetition. Very, very simple. What is the word is repeated here? What is the word repeated? Half a league. Half a league has repeated for 3 times in the line. So it is called as repetition. So today I have discussed. Today I have told an introduction for English literature, and after that I discussed about the structure of our book, or else we can say the setup of our syllabus. And also after that we straightly moved to the poetic devices, and before that I gave an introduction to poems and who are poets, like that. After that I moved to poetic devices. In this video lesson we have studied 5 poetic devices. I hope you will have understood those poetic devices very well. We will meet in our next video. Thank you.